Hello and welcome to Newsfeed on Trust TV. I am Sumaya Abubakar, taking you through the stories trending online that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today. Court overrules Tinubu and APC consolidates Atiku and Obi's petition. President Buhari said his decision to close land borders has been appreciated by Nigerians. Nasir El-Rufai has said he did not steal public funds during his 2 terms in office. And the recent ban against international students bringing dependents to the United Kingdom has been condemned by London University chiefs. On top of what's trending today, we have the court who overrules Tinubu and APC and consolidates Atiku and Obi's petition. Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, sitting in Abuja on May 23rd, consolidated the 3 different petitions that are seeking to upturn the declaration of Bola Tinubu of the APC as the winner of the February 25th, 2023 presidential election. A 5-member panel of the court, led by Justice Haruna Tsammani, in a unanimous decision dismissed objections that the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and the ruling All Progressive Congress APC raised against the merger of the petitions. The court held that justice of the cases demanded that they should be consolidated and dealt with as one petition since they all relate to the same election. The court then scheduled May 30th for the candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, to open his case against the outcome of the presidential election held on February 25th. Obi initially told the tribunal that he would need 7 weeks to present his case through 50 witnesses. Ruling on his application, the court reduced the period to 3 weeks, even as it gave the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Tinubu and the Vice President-elect Senator Kashim Shettima 5 days each to defend the petition. In the same vein, the court gave the 4th respondent in the case, Kabiru Masari, 3 days to also defend himself. The court stressed that the parties would adopt final briefs of argument on August 5th to enable it to fix a date for the judgment. A netizen said it should have been overruled a long time ago because it was gotten on grounds of frauds, but yeah, we move. Another wrote, if Tinubu is successfully sworn in on the 29th of May, then Nigeria has been hijacked and the trend of imposing rulers on us by force through the use of armed forces will become a norm for a very long time. Then Nigeria is gone. And someone said, Tinubu, our president. Next on What's Trending, we have President Muhammadu Buhari, who has said that his decision to close land borders months ago has been appreciated by Nigerians. Speaking on Tuesday, May 23rd, while inaugurating the new customs headquarters that reportedly cost 19.6 billion naira to construct, Buhari said he closed the country's land borders to encourage Nigerians to produce food for their consumption. He said, please note that from Lake Chad to Benin Republic in more than 1,600 kilometers, only God can effectively guard the borders. So you need a person who has the energy and competence to supervise. I deliberately closed the borders because knowing Nigerians, the other rice gives some to Niger and the rest, and then they bring the rice here. He added, with our potential, we have people, we have land and weather. How many nations are as lucky as Nigerians in the world? Very few nations. And so closing the border 1,600 kilometers, Nigeria insists they eat boiled rice. You eat what you grow or you die. I tried to make my point and later Nigerians appreciated it. A netizen commented, I wanted to say something but DSS fit carry me. A lady said, no need for argument. You're right, sir. And another person said, that same rice we produce is now difficult to purchase by many of the people you claim you are governing. Next on What's Trending, we have the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, who has said that he did not steal public funds during his 2 terms in office. Now, Daily Trust reports that the governor said this during his final media broadcast as governor held over the weekend. He said, in his own words, I can swear I never stole a kobo from the government's coffers. For those that say that we took loans, they should look at their money on the ground. We didn't collect this loan and run away to Dubai to buy houses or to go to Jabi Road to build a mansion so that we can sleep well. That is not how we are. I became governor of Kaduna with only 1 house on Danja Road at Ungwansariki. Now I'm finishing to the glory of God. That is the only house I have. I didn't build any mansion and I don't need it. He added, I didn't steal anybody's money and I am challenging everyone that governed this state to also come out and swear with the Quran that when they governed the state, they didn't steal a kobo of Kaduna resources. That is not their entitlement. A netizen said, kobo is different from dollars, pounds and euro. I believe him. Another person asked, what about contract inflation? Did you benefit from it? And a guy wrote, wait, let them help us confirm it first when you leave office. Next on What's Trending, we've got Nigerian YouTuber MD Tiamiyu, who sells out Nigerians to the UK on live television. Now, speaking to the BBC after UK's Home Secretary announced a ban of Nigerians and other international students bringing family members to the country while on a master's degree, Tiamiyu claimed that most Nigerians easily lose focus while schooling in the UK because they use masters as an access route to gain entry to the country. Tiamiyu is an Osun indigene who is also a migrant in the country, insinuated that Nigerians are not being truthful on why they school in the UK, even though he later apologized to Nigerians after getting dragged on social media. Take a look at the clips.
Like they need the degrees. They need the degree as an access route to come into the country. So a lot of these people get their priorities shifted real fast.
So it's really about getting into the UK.
Exactly.
And then
it's not about the
education. Job,
it's not really about the education.
I would have to find a balance between being real, and being diplomatic. Because if you want to be real, you would offend people.
My life is watched by Nigerians and Nigerians abroad, with a sprinkle, maybe 2% foreigners that are Weibos, maybe another 5% foreigners that are not Nigerians. Where I fault you is where you said it, not what you said. If you had held a conversation with us, like I'm holding this conversation now, there are things that I can tell them.
If you have seen the interview/news feature, please, I am sorry for any inconvenience that this may have cost you.
A guy wrote, he even said it with his full chest. To say I am disappointed is an understatement. I was live on air yesterday and was asked a similar question about why Nigerians bring their dependents to the UK. My answer was that Nigerians are family-oriented and love education. In addition, I said it's not easy to study in the UK and students need their family around them for moral support. A lady said, an Indian will discover a door and open it for his other Indian brothers and sisters to get in. And Nigeria will discover a door and build a wall against it so his brothers and sisters don't get in to enjoy what he's enjoying, a typical Nigerian behavior. Another guy added, typical of Nigeria in diaspora, immediately they have UK, Canada, USA residency, their tune and behavior changes. Other nationals are doing same thing, even worse, but they never come online to say this. He has destroyed the hope of struggling and genuine students. Now let's take a short break, and when we come back, you will see another Nigerian who defended his compatriot. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's Newsfeed. Now, Nigerian doctor Emeka Okorocha uses statistics to explain how Nigerians contribute favorably to the UK through the dependent system. Okorocha, who spoke during an interview, disclosed that he became a doctor in the UK after his father, who is a surgeon, migrated and brought he and his siblings along. Countering the Nigeria being a poor country, the Nigerian-born doctor, who described Nigeria as a developing country, stated that over 27% of health officials who contribute to the welfare of the citizens of the country are not British. Take a look.
If every single person that comes from Nigeria as a student is then allowed to bring a dependent relative, it's a bit of a joke, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that. I think you have to understand where these people are coming from. Imagine leaving your country, your home country, your whole family, you're coming to a new country in, a search of better education, better jobs, a better lifestyle. You can't just leave everyone there. You also want to bring people in there so they can also develop in that country as well. When you think of what these students are studying and what they're contributing to in society, then it makes it seem a little bit more logical. Because if you think about the NHS, around 15% of the NHS are people who don't identify as British. Think about this. In London, 27% of people working in the NHS aren't British, and Nigerians are the third most populated country from outside the EU. It's very difficult for a Nigerian who's studying Nigeria to be able to get a student visa or get a working visa here. And when we do, we want to obviously make the best of it, and that's providing a better life for yourself and your family, and thinking that your family can go through a system with the kids who have grown up here and develop and possibly give back to our country if we can. Well,
a lady commented, "I'm so super proud of this Dr. Emeka." Another said, "Now this TMU guy has set the Yorubas up for dragging." And someone wrote, "Here is a guy who went to the UK as a child, yet as a grown man who probably never faced the many travails of Nigeria, is able to stand for the country, unlike the other fellow who just left for the UK a few years ago. TMU is simply not a good and wise man." Next on What's Trending, we have Seun Kuti, who was released on bail by Lagos Police Command. Now recall that the embattled Afrobeat star was taken into custody and subsequently arraigned in court for slapping a policeman at 3rd Mainland Bridge. His lawyer, who revealed that the bail condition was perfected on Thursday, 13th May, said he was released on May 23rd after the police request for an extension of his detention was granted. Take a look at how his loved ones celebrated his release. The lady said hunger wants to kill him. He keeps looking behind him to check if the police are coming. The guy said, "See how he's smiling sheepishly. No matter how tough you think you are, being incarcerated in the four walls of a cell would sure teach you, the importance of freedom." And someone wrote, "Anywhere you see police brutalizing people, make sure you video them." Okay, next on What's Trending, we have the recent ban against the international student bringing dependents to the United Kingdom has been condemned by the legal London University chiefs. Recall that the country's Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, on Tuesday, May 23rd, announced plans to ban most foreign students from bringing their families to the UK. Those studying for a master's and many postgraduate courses will no longer be able to bring their partners and children with them to Britain under the new rules. The ban will not apply to PhD students. However, London Higher, which represents almost 50 universities and colleges in the capital, described Suella Braverman's new student immigration rules as a blow to equality and inclusion. They branded the proposals as an own goal for the government if it's striving for growth. The group noted that last year, the net economic impact of the cohort of the international students in London on the UK economy was £9.59 billion. A spokesperson for the organization said the Home Office decision to prevent international applicants to one-year master's courses in the UK from bringing dependents with them represents a blow to equality and inclusion and a loss in competitiveness against our counterparts in Europe, North America and Australia, who continue to welcome these students and their families with open arms. We fear today's announcement could dent London's international pulling power to the detriment of the whole country, and we hope this is not the start of a slippery slope which opens the door to further restrictions on international students in the longer term. A netizen commented, "This decision will not stand, and recruiting international students, especially on the master's program, is a major source of revenue for the countries in Europe. They cannot survive without this fund." A guy said, "The ban is on all international students in all countries. I wonder how you guys made it about Nigeria." And someone added, "Child of an immigrant is closing routes for new immigrants." And lastly, onto a funny video of a little boy who took his father's advice literally. Take a look.
You gotta keep your eyes on the ball.
Well, it's true, they do exactly what they see or hear in his case. And that is all on Newsfeed today on Trust TV. Follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Bye.